Hi everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back to another episode of Debbie and Laura's Crochet and Craft.
She's Debbie.
I'm Debbie.
And I'm Laura.
And we're sisters, in case you didn't know.
Yep.
I have a few things to show you. And I will start with things I've already made. I made this little owl. And I made this with two strands held together. One yellow, one gray. And it's basically like you make a hat, like a hat shape. And then I slip stitched the top together. And added the little tufts of hair. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I don't know. Just tufts of hair. Because they're not ears. But. And then the eyes, of course. And this is a button. See, we're too far away here, Laura. I don't know. There's a little button.
Well, and it looks like the shape of a... It's yellow, right?
Yeah, shape of a of his beak. And what am I trying to say? The little black things there, those are safety eyes. So there you go. Now I don't know what to, oh yeah, and it of course it's stuffed with the polyester fiber fill. This little fat thing. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but is this too girly for Asher?
What's it now?
I know, but it's yellow and gray. You think you'd want it? I mean,
yeah, he likes his stuffed animals.
Okay, you can give him that.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, and this for Asher too. Tops.
Ooh, I love those.
And I also made this little teddy bear. And this little bear is called Novi because it is a birthday bear. And my birthday's November, so her name is Novi. There's a little tail. This is from a pattern from Repeat After Me, I think is what it is. Who did it? And it's called Sprinkles the Birthday Bear, I think. And it's made with one of the Karen Cake sprinkles. And it's called Birthday Cake. And it is a size 5 bulky yarn, I believe. I remember correctly. But yeah.
Maybe turned out cute.
Yeah, it is cute. But yeah. Oh, and I glued the little flower there. So yeah, that's mine. And I like the little thing, but it is a pain in the butt for me to crochet it. Because for some reason my fingers don't want to work. Yeah, especially the sewing part. I hate the sewing part. But there you go. I also finished this last night. This is a car seat blanket. It's kind of small. But I made it with, it's just a big old granny square. And it is one skein of Red Heart Super Saver, or not one skein, but one strand of Red Heart Super Saver. I think the name is called, what is it, turquoise?
It looks like it.
Yeah, and also one strand of the Lion Brand Mandala. Right here, Spirit. Now I guess this is good for a boy, but I really don't like the turquoise with the gray. Yeah, well no, the turquoise and the gray is good, but I shouldn't have held a strand of turquoise with it.
See, I thought that looked pretty neat.
Oh, you do? You like that?
And I like how this looks too.
Yeah, because it started out with black and it went into, changed colors by itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's it. It's a car seat blanket. You just put it over the kid when they're in the car seat. So it's not that big, but just enough to cover them. Okay, it took the whole skein or whole cake of the mandala, and I'd say, because the skein is right there, Yeah, it took half of the, it's a Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo. Let me see this. Because I have to wind the rest of it. Turquoise. Oh, it's called turquoise. And what is this?
A 4.
Yeah, no, I'm looking for the ounces.
Oh.
There we go, 14 ounces. Alright, so it's called turquoise. And I'd say this blanket took like about maybe 5 or 6 ounces of it to go, you know, with the one strand help with that. I don't know. It's alright, but I think it's because it's darker than what I usually do. I also made a little unicorn, but I don't have that with me. If you look, you know, I have pictures on my Instagram page. I gave that to Sammy. Alright, projects that I am working on. I have started this. And it's a granny rectangle. And it's Princess of Berry. But every round is a different color. I'll bring it. Yeah, I like the scrappy ones because it helps me, you know, because I had that basket of yarn balls there. Alright, and another project I'm working on are these little popcorn squares. Oh, you can see them there. There you go. It's 3 rounds of regular granny square and then a round of popcorn stitches with a round of single crochet. I made the pink one and I have a yellow one and I have a little bit here. 2, 4, 6, 8. I have 10. I have this one.
Red, white, and blue.
Yep. This is the Red Heart Super Saver Americana. And it does that itself. And remember, we were at the campground. We went to Walmart and I bought the thing there. But I made a scarf, and the scarf really striped really good with it.
You ever thought of actually making an actual flag blanket?
Yeah, there are.
No, you.
Oh,
you
no.
do like the red, the white, the red, and then do the blue in the corner, and then make your own little for the stars. You ever thought of that?
No. No, I made a big old granny square blanket. I had a, you know, I did blue and then I did the red and white around. You know, so. But yeah, no, I didn't. I haven't made like a real looking one yet though. I have this one, aqua. Princess and Baron. And this one, pink and brown colors. Yeah, we don't have very good lighting in here, but
that's the color pink I like.
Yeah, what is this? Neon pink?
Looks like it.
And this one. And the blues and brown. Purple. This is pretty colors. Pink and orange and cream color.
That looks like a peach.
Huh? Pink and orange. Right?
Oh, okay, yeah. It looks like that one you made before.
I made. Oh, I probably did make it.
Thing.
Yeah, probably. Because this, I have a basket of the variegated yarns, and I took the ball out of that, out of the basket. So yeah, I probably did. And you know, make another blanket with it.
Yeah.
And then I have this one. I wish my lighting was better, but it's not. So I have 10 squares right now, and I'll just make them as I go along. I mean, it's no deadline or anything. And it'll most likely be a baby blanket. And I think that's it for what I'm working on. I have some new yarn. can only see the two, but there's three. You know, it's the Michaels knockoff brand of the IKEA Rascallen cart. But yeah, and it's, is that aqua or mint green? I don't know.
That's not the mint green.
Yeah, because Erica says, no, that's aqua. And then sometimes I'll look at it and it's aqua. Sometimes I'll look at it, it's the mint green. I think I have a problem with the aqua colors and the mint greens because it, like I said, I see different every time I look at it.
Well, aqua is more like a bluish color, right?
Yeah.
This is a lighter color green. That's mint.
Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, so I have this. I had a not leftover, but I had a gift card from Christmas, and I went and finished spending it, and I bought this. And while I was there, I got these two Karen cakes, and the color is like right around there somewhere. Oh,
banana bread.
Okay, banana bread.
Where are these names from?
I don't know, because I wouldn't eat no banana bread that had purple and gray in it.
I know, that might mean some penicillin going on there.
I know. But I did not go there to buy yarn. I went there to get this cart. But I saw these, and you can see the...
I can't help it. She's a yarnaholic.
Yeah, that's right. I'm proud of it, too. But the regular price is...
$7.99, and she got it from $2.97.
Yeah, so $2.97 each. I couldn't leave that there.
Hi, my name is Debbie. Yarnaholic.
Yeah. And I do not need any help. And also, I have these two new yarns. Now, these came from Baron. They love Laura. But these came from A.C. Moore. And it's Red Heart Super Saver Fair Isle. What does that say?
That's Calm Fair Isle.
Calm Fair Isle. And it's blue and white and aqua.
Silver, like the silver.
And yeah, the silver gray. Yeah. I got that. And I bought
Parrot Fair.
Fair Isle, right?
Yeah, Fair Isle. Parrot Fair Isle.
Okay. And it's got greens, magenta, aquas, blue, aqua blue, teal. I don't know. What the heck color?
That's like a teal.
Okay. So yeah, so I bought that. Now, I don't know, maybe a baby cocoon or something. But first, I'm going to make one of these squares.
Out of these ones?
Out of this and out of that. And I also bought this. I have two of these.
No, that is a pretty.
It is, isn't it? It's the Stitch Studio Classic by Nicole. And the color is
Baby Pink Mix.
Baby Pink Mix, which is, of course, a variegated pink. I've been waiting for people to do the variegated pinks, and she finally, or this company finally did it. But I got two skeins of these. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this, of course. But I will be making one of them little squares. So yeah, two of these. And I got a little perturbed checking out of A.C. Moore. Yeah, first time. Because A.C. Moore is my favorite craft store. So I'm checking out, and I got my phone, and, you know, get the coupon, 55% off, which, you know, it's on just one, 55% off one, but that's still 55% off. So I click on the coupon, and the coupon came up, but the barcode wouldn't show up. It's weird. And the girl said, try it again, you know, back out of it, come back. I did that 4 times, and the little coupon thing came up on the phone, but no barcode. So I did not get any discount.
She should have taken it off anyway.
That's what I was thinking.
And I would complain about that because she knows that it's there just because
Exactly.
There's a way to take it off on the register.
Yeah. I mean, even I used to work at Joanne years and years ago, but still, if they're going to have coupons on their app, at least put a barcode on it or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was 55% off that I did not get, and I was a little perturbed. But anyway, so that's it for me. I don't have any more.
Your little basket being showing up?
No, that's just to hold stuff.
Oh, okay.
Because my cart is collecting stuff already. I did get this little basket at the Dollar Tree. Kind of cute. And it's in the Easter section. And I got the pink, and I also bought the aqua color one. I have a couple of those. They're from the Dollar Tree. And no, actually, there's some tapes in here too, isn't there?
Looks like it.
Yeah, I bought some tapes from the Dollar Tree. This one's got little owls. Oh, not good. Not good there. There we go. It's tape. Good for scrapbooking and stuff. And I got the deco tape. This one. And I got that one. And there it's it says good for scrapbooking, right?
Yeah, and planners and more.
Oh. Yeah. So there you go. Dollar Tree stuff.
You know, when I was over at my best friend Joni's for Gigi's birthday party, she had some of the tapes, and we made moringas out of plastic Easter eggs, plastic spoons, and the tapes, and rice.
What was a moringa? Oh!
You got to make some for Sammy.
Out of spoons, plastic spoons.
Plastic spoons and plastic Easter egg.
Yeah.
You put the rice in the Easter egg. You take the tape and you seal the
Yeah, the seam of it. Yeah.
Then you put the two spoons. You tape like this.
Yeah.
And you tape them together and put the egg in there, and then wrap another decorating thing around it. And then,
that's cool.
Yeah, I was like, where did you get that? She said, I looked up on YouTube, and that was one of the ideas.
I'll have to do that for Sam.
So I got like 3 or 4 of them at the house.
Oh, okay.
My dog ate one of them, though.
Oh, for goodness sakes, your dog.
Well, my dog. I got a dog named Leah that really loves chewing up stuff, doesn't she, Sabrina?
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Okay.
Baron, stop that. Stop.
Well, I have, I told you I'd talk about a book. I won't talk too long about it, but it's Outlander, and I'm going to start from the beginning. Claire and Frank Randall just got back from World War II. That's the one that ended in 40-something, right? 1943?
Yeah, I think something like that.
Okay, she was an army nurse, and he was... he was a spy in the war.
Okay, I missed. Are you starting at the very beginning? Yeah. Oh, okay, that's good.
So they decide that they hadn't seen each other in a couple of years, and they're going to go to Scotland, Edinburgh, and have like a second honeymoon to reconnect, to get back to the way they were.
Let me just say one thing. In Edinburgh?
Edinburgh.
Okay. They just had a yarn festival.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And I always think, all the good yarn festivals are like over there. Yeah. We don't have none around here. But then again, I have my yarn festival when I go to AC Moore or something. Yeah. There you go. All right. Now you go ahead, and I'll be right back.
Okay. So they go to Edinburgh for the second honeymoon. And while they're there in October, I think it is. And Frank is a historian, as they call him. He likes to research his genealogy, and he has a great grandfather that was there, stationed in Edinburgh, around that area during the uprisings of 1745. So he's researching with his friend Reverend, and they researching Jonathan Wolverton Randall. So while they're in Edinburgh, they also hear about the Craignadoon stones and how the ladies dance. They perform a dance thing around there, and it happens. I think they call it the Samhain. It's different equinoxes of the year. That's what that is, right? A fire day or whatever. But anyway, so they decide they want to go watch it, so they go up there and they watch it. But the ladies don't know that they're there. And then they go on back home. And the next morning they wake up. And he's going over to visit the Reverend to do more research on his, however many times, grandfather. And Claire says that she's going to go back up to Cragnadoon to find the little blue flowers that she saw there, which are called forget-me-nots. So she goes back up there, and she is looking at their flowers, and she starts hearing a buzzing. And she goes over to where she thinks the buzzing is coming from, and then puts her hand up, and next thing you know, she's waking up, laying down in the same place. She can tell it's the same place. It does look a little different. And then she starts hearing guns firing, and she sees British soldiers. She thinks that she's like in a reenactment thing. That she fell asleep there and reenactment's being done.
Oh, okay. At
first. And then she starts running, and she's in a white dress, by the way, which looks like in the 1700s a shift. Is what they call it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like a slip.
Yeah. But that's what it looks like to people back then. She's running around in the woods at a shift. Okay? So she's running around because they're firing. She realizes it's real bullets that are firing. And she runs into this man down by, a British soldier down by a little creek. And he turns around and she says, "Frank?" And she says, "You're not Frank. It's the great-great-great-great-grandfather of Frank's." And she runs into him. He looks just like him, but there's a different look. And now I watched the show, and in the show, the man that plays Frank and Jonathan, his name is Tobias Menzies, and he is really good. There is a certain way, I don't know how he does it, but you can tell there's a big difference between the nice guy, Frank Randall, and then this real jerk, sadist person. And it's something in his eyes. He does something with his eyes, and it's like, there's the difference. You know?
Yeah. Well, good acting.
Yeah, he's a very good actor. And so anyway, she sees him, and then he's attacking her. You know, and she gets saved by Murtaugh, who is James Alexander Malcolm Mackenzie Fraser's godfather, also cousin, distant cousin. You know, clans all were. But anyway, so he saves her, and takes her back to the lodge or the little cottage in Inverness where they are, and that's where she meets James Alexander Malcolm Mackenzie Fraser.
Oh, so that's Jamie.
Yes,
who she falls in love with.
Yes, she's forced to marry him to keep her safe from this Jonathan. They call him Black Jack because he's a very nasty individual. And everybody. So in order to keep, they're down by this place where everybody thinks she's a spy because she's British. She dropped out of the blue, and the Mackenzie man thinks one of them thought she was a hooer. Because she's running around at her shift. And then you got the British who thinks that she's trying to spy for the Highlanders for them. Because, you know,
she's in deep.
Right. So the Black Jack wants to interrogate her. And they don't want that to happen because the interrogation methods are so
questionable, to say the least.
Exactly. So when Dougal, that's Jamie's one of his uncles, the war chief of the Mackenzie clan, takes her down to this, after he helps her get away from the British, he takes her down to this little, what do they call, burn, and they drink it, she drinks from it, and he has a knife out at first, but then he puts it away. He was going to kill her, because supposedly the burn, if you are lying, it will make your throat burn. That's what, you know, Scottish myths and stuff. Crazy. So he got the knife ready because he asked her, "Who are you? Do you work for the British?" And when she said no, and why does everybody keep thinking I'm some kind of spy or something, he realized that she's telling the truth. Okay. So he let her, you know, he didn't kill her.
Well, that's good, because then the book would have been over.
Yeah, so it would have been done and over. So
Dang, that was a short story.
Yep. And then he tells her there's only one way to save you from them. A Scot cannot be compelled to go to the British. And she said, a Scot? Well, how am I'm not a Scot. Well, he said, well, we can turn you into a Scot. And she said, oh, yeah? And how can you turn me into a Scot? He said, you marry a Scot. Oh. So that's how she ends up marrying Jamie.
Baron Thomas, stop that. You don't want to know.
Yeah. So, you know, she likes Jamie, and they get along. Well, there is a part where in the movie it made such a stink, and the show I showed me, where they were meeting this man who was supposed to help Jamie, because at this point when she met Jamie, he was a fugitive. He was a wanted man. They had a bounty on his head. Okay. And this other person was going to tell them who was the one that actually killed the guard at Fort William when he disappeared. And when they get there, he tells Claire to stay with little Willie, and we'll be back, because it's dangerous. He doesn't know if it's going to be safe for her. So he leaves and meets with the man, with his uncle and a few others, Angus, and, you know, find out. And he finds out that it was actually Captain Jack, or Black Jack, that killed that guard, and then blamed it on him.
Well, they should have known that anyway.
Yeah, but they couldn't prove it anyway, because, you know. So because this guy, Horrocks was his name, he was leaving, you know, getting away, so wouldn't have been able to prove it anyway. So when he goes back, the British have done taken Claire, because she was going to go back to Craignadoon and go back to Frank, but the British caught her and took her to Fort William, where Black Jack Randall was. So he's told by the lawyer that you can't go there with a loaded gun. You know, if you get caught, you can be in serious trouble if you have a loaded gun. So he went there with his bare hands, you know, to release her from him, you know, to rescue her. Okay. And they have this big fight after they get out and everything. Is if you stay where I tell you to stay, and all this other stuff. And, you know, she's from another time, which in that time they still were told by their husbands, but I guess it's a little different in Britain. I don't know. But, you know, there's a big difference from Scotland in 1743 and, you know, Scotland in 1943. There's a big difference. So they have a big fight, and she calls him all sorts of names and stuff. And then when he takes her back, she said, and afterwards, you know, he says, Claire, I went there with nothing but my bare hands to rescue you. And it tore me up or something to hear you scream. And then she felt bad as she put him through that, right? So she says, I'm sorry. And I forgave you the moment I saw you, or something, you know. Anyway, so she thinks it's over it. They go back to the little inn that they're staying at, and he's going to whip her with a belt. And she's like, oh, no, you're not. So she fights him tooth and nail, kicks him in the head and all sorts of stuff, you know. He finally does, you know, whips her a few times. That'll teach you to stay where you're told to be put or something. Stay put where you're told to be put or something. So that causes a problem with them.
Yeah, that would cause a problem with me, too.
And that caused a lot of problems. Everybody was like, well, that was one part I didn't like. You know? Yeah. But what he was telling was the truth. Us going there to rescue you, we went into the middle of this British fort. We could have all been caught and hung. You put our lives in danger by not listening and doing what you're told. Right. So he figured, you know, the butt whooping would remind her at times she sat down. Next time I tell you to sit and stay put, you stay put. But you kind of understand that one, right? But she never does learn to listen to him. She causes a lot of problems because of that. You know. And then so move on from there. They go back to Leoch, which is the Mackenzie Castle, and the clan chief is Duke Cullum. That's his name, Cullum. And he's got some kind of, I think it's called rickets nowadays, but they didn't know about it then. And his legs are kind of deformed. Oh, okay. Yeah, because of it. And she figured out what it was. I know, Lewer's disease. Whatever that is. But she knows about it because she's from different times. So she tries to help him out with the pain and everything that comes along with it. And they usually don't live long when they got that. And so she's there, and she becomes the White Witch. You know, which is
because she knows the
medical stuff. Yeah.
Oh.
So she takes care of all the boo-boos in the castle, you know, for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And because, well, they have this clan gathering where all the people come there and they pay the dues and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so during that, they go on a hunt. And one of the men gets gouged really, really bad by a boar. I think that's what it is. They have the razorbacks. You know?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And there's nothing to do to help him. So after she tried, she realized there's no way, you know, Dougal lets him go because he knows there's nothing he can do, right? Mm-hmm. And he sees that she's been in a battle like that before, that she can handle it, you know. So he takes her with him on the rounds to collect the rents to the ones that weren't able to come. And so she goes with him. She doesn't want to, but she's forced to. And then they come, and while they're doing that, he's drumming up money for the Rising. The whole Bonnie Prince Charlie, as they call him. Bonnie Prince Charlie. So, in the show, Bonnie Prince Charlie has this word that really irritated me because he said it quite a lot. And the actor said, I did that intentionally. But he was always saying, mock me, mark me, everything. Mock me, I will win. Mock me, God will let me. You know,
well, that's like mark my words.
Mock me. Yeah.
That's like mark my words. I'm gonna knock your brains out.
Yeah. Well, it was mock me for everything. So I really wanted to mark him.
Yeah.
Every time I heard it, right?
Yeah.
And some people came up with a drinking game every time. All of season 2 was.
Every time he said that.
It was season 2. Yeah. Every time he said it, people would, you know, drink a drink. I never did, but.
I drank coffee.
Yeah, that's right. I could have done with this. Yeah, I could have done that.
Take a drink of your coffee.
So, Jamie, becomes integral to the Rising, but that doesn't happen until second part because he gets captured. And Claire goes there to try to save him, and he gets caught. Now he's already been tortured. He's already had his hands smashed. I mean, literally smashed up. And
what did she think she was going to do?
Well, it helped him escape. She almost made it. Almost.
Okay.
But he was like chained to the wall and he was tortured. You know, his hand, like I said, was smashed up. Let's see, Jamie was left-handed. And in the book, he was always, as a kid, left-handedness is known as a sign of the devil.
Oh, yeah?
Did you know that in like England and Scotland? That's what they thought.
No, I didn't
So
know
he
that.
was literally beaten, smacked around a couple times to get to write with your right hand.